Have you ever sat alone, broken, with no one to call, no one to understand, and no one who gives a damn? Like your entire world collapsed overnight, your plans, your relationships, your identity, all gone. You scroll through your phone, hoping for a sign. Nothing. No calls, no hope, just silence and shame. It feels like you're drowning in life, and everyone else is just watching. If that's you, I made this for you. Because this world wasn't built to save men like us. It was built to break us. And most never come back from it. They stay broken, bitter and soft. Not because life was too hard, but because their minds were too fragile. But there's another way. A path built not on comfort, but on control. Not on tears, but on transformation. That path is Stoicism, and it's the only philosophy left that actually works for a man who's been through real pain. And if you're watching this, you're not just here to feel better, you're here to get better. Comment, I control my mind. This video is your blueprint for becoming the man life can't break. Every section unlocks the mindset, the habits, and the daily disciplines that make you unshakable. So don't skip a second. Number 1. Comfort is the enemy of control. You wake up and the first thing you touch is your phone. You scroll for 20 minutes because facing your thoughts feels heavier than any to-do list, heavier than the weight of your own life. You hit snooze, not because you're tired, but because you're running from the man you were supposed to be. And this pattern repeats, day in, day out. Most men are prisoners in luxury cells, air-conditioned, dopamine-drenched prisons, soft beds, soft routines, soft minds. This is the real pandemic, comfort. The system wants you obedient and distracted, and it feeds you just enough pleasure to keep you docile. You were born with power in your blood, but now you chase digital likes instead of discipline, soft validation over strength. Comfort is the silent killer of ambition. It makes you feel okay when your life is slipping. You don't feel the urgency to improve because everything feels fine. But that's exactly the trap. You eat when you're bored, not hungry. You sleep when you're unmotivated, not tired. You scroll not to learn, but to escape. Comfort has replaced challenge, and men have traded grit for giggles. You think you're relaxing, but you're rotting. You're watching hours of other people's lives while your own slips further from your control. The couch you lay on becomes a coffin for your ambition. Stoicism teaches you that the man who avoids difficulty weakens with every soft choice. The man who embraces discomfort sharpens. Every easy decision you make is a betrayal of the warrior inside you. You were not designed to be pampered. You were designed to overcome. You were meant to fight for what's yours, to push against the resistance, not melt into your chair. Discomfort is not punishment. It's where growth lives. Cold showers, brutal workouts, boring discipline, lonely focus. These are your tools. Not because they feel good, but because they train you to endure. Every time you choose the hard path, you chip away at weakness. You become more. You regain ground on the man you were always supposed to become. Imagine this: 2 men with equal potential. One starts his day scrolling Instagram, numbing himself with memes and softcore escapism. The other starts by facing his to-do list, hitting the gym, sitting in silence with his thoughts, attacking his goals without applause. After 6 months, they're unrecognizable. After a year, one is broken, blaming the world. The other is unstoppable. The difference? One pursued comfort. The other chose control. You want to rise? You want to own your mind? Then you must hunt resistance. Seek it like a soldier. Get addicted to what breaks the weak. You don't need more rest. You need more reps. The only dopamine hit you should chase is the one that comes after doing what you didn't want to do. The edge you're looking for doesn't come from books alone or motivational content. It comes from doing what you hate, daily, until it becomes normal. Break your comfort routines. Sleep less if you're wasting your nights. Turn off notifications. Eat like a warrior, not like a child. Stop drinking your energy and start earning it. Your life will not change from inspiration. It will change from intensity. You want clarity? Stop escaping. Want strength? Stop making excuses. Want to be respected? Then put yourself through what soft men avoid. When your habits are forged in pain, your life becomes forged in power. You don't need comfort, you need character, and you build it one uncomfortable decision at a time. Number 2. Emotion is the ultimate manipulation. The most dangerous man isn't the loudest in the room. He's the one who controls his emotions when everything around him is trying to hijack them. And the hard truth is this: if your emotions are predictable, you are programmable. You're not your own man. You're a puppet in someone else's game. Stoicism teaches that emotion is not weakness, but untrained emotion is a leash around your neck, and the world holds the other end. Most men today are emotional landmines, easily set off by a text, a comment, a glance, a rejection. You explode, you chase, you beg, you scream, all because you've built no structure inside. And this is exactly what people exploit. Society has taught you that being emotional is authentic, but what it really means is you're easily influenced. Emotionally reactive men are the easiest to control, manipulate, and discard. Think about it. She doesn't respond for a few hours. Your mind spirals. You double text, triple text, go through her socials. Suddenly, your whole day is dictated by her attention. That's not love. That's slavery. You let someone else's silence become your suffering. Now imagine a man who doesn't flinch, who sees the delay, feels the tension, but stays unmoved. That's power. That's psychological sovereignty. Stoicism teaches you to own your reactions because that's where your freedom lives. When you react without thinking, you hand over your power. Every time you yell, sulk, or overthink, you're confirming, I have no control over me. And the world uses this, especially women, not out of evil, but because emotional leverage is the easiest to pull. The man who overinvests emotionally always ends up resentful. He gives too much, expects validation, and then collapses when it doesn't come. You can't build an empire if your mood swings are in charge. You can't lead a life of purpose when one bad text ruins your week. Real power is when you can sit with every emotion, pain, betrayal, confusion, and not act impulsively. Not respond just to relieve the tension, not lash out just to feel something. Power is in restraint, and this doesn't mean you become emotionless. It means you train your emotions like a soldier, sharp, measured, strategic. You feel everything, but you control what escapes you. You still feel love, but not dependency. You still feel anger, but not recklessness. You still feel disappointment, but never despair. Start tracking your triggers. Write them down. Know what gets to you. Is it rejection? Is it disrespect? Is it being ignored? Know it. Own it. Then build internal codes. You never text in desperation. You never argue to win. You never beg for clarity. You don't need closure from people who don't respect you. You close the door with dignity and move in silence. You build a life where your reaction is never expected because your mind is no longer theirs to play with. Emotionally disciplined men are feared, not because they are cruel, but because they cannot be baited. Their presence demands respect. Their boundaries aren't explained, they're enforced. And women respect that, deeply, not the begging, not the please talk to me texts, but the controlled silence that says, I don't chase chaos. Stop giving people easy access to your emotional dashboard. Take back your controls. Every time you choose calm over chaos, strategy over reaction, you separate yourself from 90% of men. That's your edge. That's your advantage. The man who can sit in heartbreak, confusion and disrespect and still make rational, purposeful moves is already ahead of most. So next time you feel yourself spiraling, stop. Don't post. Don't text. Don't reach. Sit. Write. Lift. Build. Move. Use the energy, but don't leak it. The world cannot manipulate a man who governs himself. Be that man. Number 3. No one is coming to save you. You're sitting there hoping something changes. But deep down, you know the truth. It won't. Not unless you do. No one is coming. Not your ex. Not your friends. Not your family. Not society. You think someone out there cares enough to pull you out of the pit you've been in? They don't. Not because they're evil, but because everyone's busy saving themselves. Stoicism tells you to stop begging the world to notice your pain and start building a mind that doesn't need anyone's permission to rise. Look around you. The most powerful men you know weren't rescued. They rebuilt. While you're waiting for a text, an apology, an opportunity, a miracle, days are slipping, years are vanishing, and you stay the same man, stuck in the same cycle, living the same story. You're not unlucky. You're passive. You're not cursed. You're untrained. The truth is brutal. Men who wait lose. This is not a world that caters to softness. You want results? Get uncomfortable. You want strength? Stop asking for sympathy and start crafting systems. You think journaling your feelings is enough? It's not. You have to act. Create something. Build something. Earn something. Every man who rises did so because he accepted the pain and turned it into fuel. Nobody handed him clarity. He carved it out of confusion. You think your story is special? It's not. Every man gets betrayed. Every man gets heartbroken. Every man loses, but only a few turn that loss into leverage. And those are the ones who get respect, not pity. Respect isn't given to the loud or the emotional. It's earned by those who do what most men won't. You have to start seeing your life like a war, not a waiting room. Every time you blame someone else for where you are, you surrender. Every time you scroll to numb yourself, you retreat. Every time you avoid responsibility, you weaken your future. You don't need more motivation. You need more discomfort. Make your pain useful. Turn your heartbreak into hunger, your confusion into focus, your silence into systems. Write down your goals like your life depends on them, because it does. Break them into tasks. Wake up before the doubt kicks in. Execute without applause. Build a routine that doesn't rely on how you feel. You feel lost? Good. That means you're about to find something. If you move. If you sit in it, you rot. If you act, you rise. Stop looking for someone to believe in you. Become a man who doesn't need belief to start. You'll have nights where the weight feels too heavy and mornings where hope feels dead, but you show up anyway. Not because it's easy, but because no one else is going to do it for you. You don't deserve results. You earn them. You don't get healed. You build healing. You don't wait for the world to open doors. You break them down. That's how this works. Stop crying about what she did. Stop hoping he supports you. Stop talking about potential. Do, act, build, be. Your new life isn't coming. It's waiting on the other side of your action. Go take it. Number 4, kill the old identity. Build the new mind. There's a version of you that needs to die. Not tomorrow, not next week, but now. That soft, fragile identity you've been clinging to, the one shaped by your past pain, your failed relationships, your regret, your broken confidence. It's not you. It's who you became when you didn't know better. But now you do. And the longer you hold on to it, the longer you stay average, stuck, and easy to break. Stoicism says transformation begins with detachment. And it's time you detach from the victim in your head. You say, this is just who I am, but it's not. It's who you settled into because you were too scared to change. The world told you to accept yourself, but what it meant was, stay small, stay weak, stay wounded. No, you're not here to accept what life made of you. You're here to decide what you make of life. And that starts with killing the man who keeps getting in your way, the man who reacts emotionally, who needs validation, who waits for permission. You must become unrecognizable to your past self. Not improved, unrecognizable. That means shedding the habits that gave you comfort but cost you control. That means leaving behind people who only know the broken version of you and resent your evolution. That means speaking differently, walking differently, even thinking differently. You've been dragging your old self like a corpse, wondering why your future feels so heavy. It's time to bury it. That old identity, the one who chases love to feel enough, who needs closure to move on, who scrolls for hours pretending it's productivity, he dies today, and you replace him with the man you were supposed to become. Not just a better version, a forged one, built with discipline, focused, sharp, a man who doesn't explain his worth because his actions do, a man who doesn't crave being understood because he understands himself. You want respect? Then stop being familiar to the people who disrespect you. You want power? Then stop seeking comfort in old patterns that only brought you pain. Kill your social addiction. Kill your need for attention. Kill the maybe one day mindset. Replace it with structure. Schedule your day. Guard your energy. Learn a skill that gives you leverage. Write down your rules and follow them like a soldier. Stop showing people you've changed. Show yourself. Build a body that reflects your discipline. Build a business that reflects your focus. Build a mindset that reflects your war. And when they try to remind you who you used to be, don't argue, just smile. That version of you doesn't exist anymore. When you stop reacting emotionally and start responding strategically, you become untouchable. That's what the world fears. A man who's trained his mind so ruthlessly that nothing gets in without his permission. That's the power Stoicism gives you. Not to feel less, but to feel everything and still move like a machine with a mission. Most men spend years trying to fix their old identity. You replace it entirely. You delete the files. You rewrite the code. Because you understand this truth, you don't need to be fixed. You need to be forged. And that starts when you finally stop apologizing for your growth. Kill the old you, build the new mind, and don't look back. You've been given what most men will never hear. Not because it's hidden, but because most aren't ready to face it. But you are. Because if you've made it this far, something inside you has already started shifting. That soft, uncertain version of you, he's losing his grip. And the new one, the one built on discipline, truth, and ruthless clarity, he's waking up. You now know the truth. Comfort weakens, emotion manipulates, waiting destroys, and the man you were, he's in the past. What matters now is who you decide to become and what you do after this video ends. If this message spoke to something deep inside you, if you felt like this video said what you've been silently thinking for years, if you know that this was more than motivation, then show it. Support the channel so we can keep delivering these life-changing truths to more men who desperately need them. Like this video so the algorithm pushes it where it needs to go. Comment your thoughts. Tell me which part hit you the hardest, or just type, "I control my mind." And finally, subscribe and stay locked in, because this is just the beginning.